Hi, Scottish Mudlarking with Nicole and Craig. Today you join us in West Wemyss. We're going to see what we can find here on the beach just below Wemyss Castle.
Okay, so my first find of the day below Wemyss Castle is this lovely tiny piece of green sea glass. It's an extremely pebbly beach and it looks like there might be mine waste here. Well, there are definitely a lot of pebbles here, and I think some of these might be more or less man-made. Now this one, to me it looks like it's a paw print, but it could also be maybe a tree or something. I'm not sure what causes this, maybe it was burnt. It's a really nice pebble.
It's actually quite a big bit for the kind of things that we're finding here today. So far we've only found really small pieces. Now it's not this, that's a really nice wee bit of stone though, but it's this piece here. Now it doesn't actually look like sea glass among the stones, but it is, and it's a wee bit of bottle bottom there. You can see that because of this ridge. There's still a nice clean line inside that ridge as well. Quite a big bit, but a nice wee bit for here.
I can't believe it, I found a bit of pottery!
Well, there is a wee bit of pottery down there somewhere. The question is, can you see it? I can't. Well, I can see it when I look over the camera, but I can't see it looking down the camera, so this is a wee bit challenging.
Let me know when you want me to point it.
I think I can see it through the camera now, so yeah.
It's there!
There we go.
It's a really nice piece.
It is very nice, isn't it? It's a really nicely defined wee piece of, it looks black to me.
Yeah, it's like a black and white transfer piece. I'll turn it around, see if there's something on the other side.
Yeah.
Nothing. Okay, I'll turn it to you. That's a really nice piece.
It's a lovely wee swirl in that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's maybe like the Verona pattern. That's kind of what I have in mind.
Now I think this is the best find of the day so far.
I certainly think so.
It's a really good colour. Yeah. Now I'm going to move in on it. You can see my shadow creeping around.
Oh, you know what I think it might be?
What do you think it might be?
It looks like it's bonfire and it has a kind of almost opalescent finish to it. Look, it's bonfire. It's got these little bubbles on it where it was on fire once and molten.
Yeah, so those little bubbles are where, as Nicole said, this has been in extreme heat and it's been bubbling away, and each of these bubbles have burst and left one of these really distinctive little marks. You know what? It's really smooth as well. It's beautifully smooth.
Yeah.
Much smoother than I would expect from a piece of bonfire glass. Yeah. Got to turn this around. A wee shiny bit there, but I don't think it detracts from it at all.
No, I think it's really lovely. We should hold it against the light and see what it looks like there.
Yeah. That's a really nice bit of glass.
Yeah, it's opalescent. Can you see it? It's almost, it shimmers like moonstone or opal.
Yeah, there's a kind of wee blue shimmer in there, and there's kind of green shimmer in there.
Yeah, that's right. Really nice piece.
Well, after a bit of a shaky start, we're starting to have some luck. I wouldn't say it's the most amazing place to come for sea glass, but some of the glass that we're finding here is really quite special though.
Yeah, it certainly is, and there's some nice colours, so I've just seen something blue, look over here!
Yeah, Nicole's just spotted something blue. Now we're looking at this piece here, which is sorry, aquamarine, what would you call that? Aquamarine?
Yeah, seafoam teal.
Seafoam teal, aquamarine, but Nicole's found something blue, so we're gonna nab that. And we shall move across towards the blue. Now it's actually a really nice bit of blue.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm kind of on my hands and knees here.
On the gravel.
Yeah. Now, I'm not very far away from it, but I wonder if you can see it with the light.
Yeah,
there we go.
It's just the sun just shone on it and I can see it.
The sun is our friend today. Do you know what? Is that's nothing as well. But this is this wee bit of blue. Now it's really nice because it's picked up the angle.
Yeah, hello there. That's nice.
So just as Nicole spotted that wee piece of blue glass, we'll take a look at that in just a second. Nicole turned around and also saw this really cool piece of pottery. Now I really like this design, and the reason that I like this design is because it reminds me of the Pacific. Oh. It reminds me of wave designs that we see in some art throughout the Pacific. So we find this really nice wave motif here. It's not that common here, but it's such a cool design. Yeah. Really nice and dynamic. I wondered, you know, this I think was a teacup handle or something like that.
Yeah. It's really nice with the waves on it. It's very,
it is.
Very oceanic.
Yeah, lovely. It's amazing just to find a piece of sea glass here, just alongside these incredible waves. It's just awesome, so awesome. We've got to make something out of that. It's a wave piece.
Quite a few limpet shells here. Now let's see if we can find some more. Okay, this one's sitting here. There's a wee bit of seaweed, we don't need that. This one here. And there's one here. So maybe our craft project could involve limpet shells. Certainly make a really nice noise. With a wee stroke of luck, I was just filming Creek, filming the sea, and I noticed this little piece of pottery. Now that is really nice. It's a really nice swirly pattern. Looks like it's got roses on it maybe. It's a piece of transferware. Very nice, petite piece. I'll take that. Oh, that's nice. I can see there's a letter on that piece of green sea glass, and it looks like it's C for Creek. Now, isn't that perfect? I'm going to show it to Creek.
So I've just caught up with Nicole, and we're trying to find somewhere out of the wind that we can have a wee look at what we've found so far. And we thought this wee corner here might just do the thing. And then Nicole looked down and spotted this. It's a really nice wee bottleneck. Seafoam green, Looks quite old to me. Okay, let's have a look at the best bits so far. So I've just handed Nicole a couple of the wee bits that I've found. I haven't really been finding very much, but we'll take a wee look at some of the things that we've found and some of the things that Nicole's found as well. I think you've been doing a lot better than I have, to be honest.
Well, these are most of the things that we found together, and they're the nicest pieces so far. So it's the piece of pottery with a kind of wave on it, this lovely opalescent bonfire glass, a couple of pieces of pottery here, nice blue bit, and that green bit we found. And I've got a special piece that you haven't seen yet. It's got your initial on it, look.
Can we see that? You know, I can't because of the light. I can see that there's an embossed mark on it, but the light's glaring off the viewfinder. I'm looking beyond it. Ah, it's a sea.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can see that now. Sorry, that wasn't a pun. It really wasn't a pun. Okay, well,
Okay.
I think we're doing better than I thought we were doing, actually. There's some really nice wee bits in there.
Yeah, definitely. We can definitely make a couple of things for these.
Now, we might just have a little bit more luck in this area. Who knows? We'll certainly find out. But Nicole just spotted this really, really nice wee piece of ceramic here with a nice wee floral design. So we'll take a look at that. Oops. Looks like the side of a dinner plate. Maybe the edge there of a dinner plate or so. But a lovely wee design on it. And it's so nice and soft. It's one of the nice things about these designs is once they've been kind of washed around in the waves for years and years and years, they take on this beautifully soft appearance after the glaze gets worn down. Really lovely. Now this is very cool. We've just come over a wall. We're allowed to go over that wall. And we can see that the path here splits off through that hole in another wall off to the left, but down here on the beach there are more man-made structures. There's a big wall down there. Like that. What could that be? That does not look natural to me. That looks like a piece of masonry, and a very large piece of decorative masonry. I can only assume that this has actually come from the castle that stood here. Now there is still a castle here, but there's been many changes to it over the years, and I wonder what this might once have been. That's a very, very, very cool find.
Anyone who watches this channel regularly will have heard the name Wemyss before. Stemming from the Macduff clan, the family have a very long and enduring place in this part of Fife. The family name itself is derived from Gaelic, and it means cave. This references the many caves along this stretch of the coast. There has been a castle on this site, marking the Wemyss clan seat, since the 12th century. The castle that we see today was constructed in the 14th century. The original structure was destroyed by Cromwell's forces after Michael swore allegiance to King Robert the Bruce around 1300. This castle is perhaps most famous as the place where Mary Queen of Scots was introduced to Henry Stuart, Lord Darnley, the man who would become her second husband. Their son was James VI of Scotland, and following the Union of Crowns in 1603, James became James I of England as well. Darnley would later die in suspicious circumstances, but that's another story altogether. Wemyss Castle itself has been significantly remodelled over the centuries. It has fallen into decay before being restored as a family residence once again in the 1950s. Over the centuries, the castle has gained a reputation for being haunted by a Green Lady. There are many Green Lady ghost sightings in Scotland's castles, and these ghosts are often considered to be protective, or, contradictorily, a sign of death to come. The Green Lady associated with Wemyss Castle is said to be named Jean, and there are many stories, some published in journals of folklore, that detail her hauntings. There have been no recent sightings of Green Jean in Wemyss Castle, a building that is reputedly the most expensive dwelling in the country.
So interestingly, once we get down into this wee cove, we can see a wee bit more sea glass. Got a wee bit of a clear sea glass here. There's a wee rim. I'm not sure if you can make that out. We'll try and get in a wee bit closer, see if you can. Now that suggests to me that that was maybe a bottleneck, or the lip of a bottle maybe even. This is a really nice wee bit of green there, but I've got a darker bit of green just above that, and it's just a beautiful shape. It's such a shame it has a sharp end, but it is such a lovely wee shape. Now there's something else that I've seen that's just off to the side here, so I'm going to pick these up and we'll go along and see what that is. Now there's actually two things here. There's one that looks to me like it was maybe electrical. This looks like it was maybe, yeah, part of a light switch, maybe part of a doorbell, something like that. But this is ceramic. Just off to the side of that, I'll take this and we'll show this to Nicole. But just off here, we can see a bit of a dripping jar. Now that's the first time we've found any pottery here that's this big. You can see those distinctive lines there that tell us it's a dripping jar. I don't know, maybe it was in fact a jam jar, but this is the type that I think Nicole generally refers to as a Victorian dripping jar. So that's quite cool. We found that, and this really old-fashioned looking electrical component.
It looks like there's quite a lot of pottery and broken bits around this area. It might have been dumped here to stop coastal erosion. There's this teapot bottom. There's a bit of an old Victorian bottle here and a nice seafoam colour. Pieces of thin pottery, maybe some china. Oops. There's another piece here, it's all plain. There's another piece. This looks like it's the bottom of a teacup, a bit thicker. Okay, let's see what else we can find. Oops, there's another bit here. Okay, look. Quite a lot of pieces here in this very small vicinity. So, what else is here? Maybe there's some marbles here somewhere, or something that we could take to make some jewellery with. I don't know.
Well, aside from the masonry that we're finding there from the castle, we are having a wee bit more luck here. I think that's a gorgeous wee bit. It's not that wee either, really chunky bit. Bottom of a bottle, I'm guessing possibly a cod bottle, not entirely sure, hard to say, you know, it was only a tiny wee piece, but it's really thick. You can see the little curvature there. I hope you can. Where that would have gone up into the side of the bottle. This would be the base. The wee agate, some description there. But we'll take that, it's lovely. Really nicely frosted, beautiful sea marks on that as well.
So I found the corner of the beach that gets all the plastic rubbish captured, and probably sickening you by going way too fast. But I am looking around this area and picking a couple of pieces up. It's way too much here, I can't pick it all up, but I found treasure. I found treasure. Might not look like treasure, but it is, because it looks like a Smarties lid to me. Now let's see. Oh, it is, look. It's a Smarties lid, and it's got an M on it. It's got a lowercase m on it, which means I think it's slightly, is it newer? Let's see if it's, whoops. So it does say Smarties on it in a different kind of font, so I think this is a newer one as opposed to the Imperial Smarties lids that we found. Craig did a little section on Smarties lids, so if you collect Smarties lids like we do for our little art project, then let us know in the comments. That's a cool find. Whoops. Guess what I found?
Oh, I don't know, but do you know what?
No?
I'm going to be really rude and I'm going to turn the camera on the ground first.
Okay.
Just before I come and see what you found, because I've seen something that's a really beautiful blue colour. And it looks like a bottleneck again.
Oh, right.
A really pretty wee thing.
Ah.
That's lovely.
Yeah, there's some old other bits of
Yeah.
Victorian pottery here.
A wee bit of a jar there or something. Well, actually, no, I thought that might be a hole in the bottom. But that's the nice bit.
Yeah.
I'll pop that out of the way now. That's the nice bit.
Okay.
We'll take that. Okay, sorry about that. I had to pick up that wee bottleneck. You know what it's like with bottlenecks. Okay, so what have you found?
It's a letter M.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
For our Smarties lid collection,
Yeah,
we
indeed.
have a letter M.
Yeah, it's a newer one. It's a lowercase m and it says Smarties rather than round trees on the back.
Very cool. Can we turn that around for all those Smarties aficionados here who might doubt your word?
There you go.
Oh, yeah, it's a very different font, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think it's newer, so it's a metric rather than imperial.
Very cool. Now that's very cool. I'm not sure if you can see it. It looks to me like it was some kind of a junction box or a switcher box or something of the sort. Yeah, I reckon that's what it was. And I think that's Bakelite. Yep, certainly looks like Bakelite. There's a wee number in there. It says A14213/_A. I'll take that along and let Nicole see it, see what she makes of that. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to sit down for a minute behind one of these large rocks and we're going to have a look at our best finds of the day. I've just spotted something and Nicole can't see it.
No, what is
So
it?
that's cool. So we're all going to play. Well, I'm not. I'm going to be smug. But we're all going to play. Can you see it?
Nope.
I promise. There's a piece of Shipham's jar in here somewhere. Is it over this way?
Yeah.
Oh, Nicole sees it now. Oh, sorry. The camera is covered in salt water now. Tiny little particles of salt. Gonna need to clean it up. There we go.
Oh, that is very cute, isn't it?
Yeah, so here we are. We're on our way back to the car, and we find a wee piece of Shipham space jar. It's not a whole jar. It's certainly not a best find of the day, but you know, it's a nice wee find. That's a lovely wee find. Oh, that's an interesting shape. That's not Shipham's at all.
No.
It's the wrong shape. Shipham's would be round. It looks like there might be a hint of a letter there.
Okay, given that it's red, there was probably more a kind of household cleaning product bottle then, huh?
Possibly.
Yeah.
It's possible also that there was some kind of Shipham's jar at one point that wasn't entirely round.
It's got a really nice texture though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very cool. We're going to take that. Definitely taking that.
Okay then.
Yeah, go for it. Let's have that. Now, regular viewers will know that when we go on our way back to the car, we don't stop looking. We tend to sort of like, oh, do you know what? Now I can't see it.
Oh, it's a little further along there.
All right, let's see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, so as I say, we keep looking, and with the sun setting in the direction we're walking into at the moment, so we're heading rise in the east, sets in the west, so we're heading west. And the sun's shining on things and it picks them out for us. Like this wee thing here.
Oh, I know what it says now.
A-U-C-E. Even I know what that says.
What does it say?
That would have had an S on the end
Yeah.
here. And that'd be a sauce bottle.
Sauce, brown sauce. God, I love brown sauce.
Yeah, brown sauce is awesome. Let's have that.
Yeah.
Very cool. let's have a look at some of the best finds of today. It's been a mixed bag today. It didn't start off great, but we had some really cool finds in the end.
Yeah, we certainly did. Well, it really is, like you say, a very mixed bag. So I found some kind of old leathery shoe boots that I'm not going to take home. I'm just going to put them in the bin. But I did think they were really interesting, and especially that white bit. It looks like an old, maybe a skating boot or something. I don't know.
The white one does look like it could be either a skating boot or maybe a very old-fashioned dress boot of one kind or another.
Yeah, like a lady's shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's hard to say how old these things are.
Well, somebody with some kind of expertise who knows a thing or two about the stitching methods used in cobbling and the eyelets, because my guess is that these metal eyelets might be a little bit of a sort of like kind of giveaway in terms of a rough date for that.
Yeah, because they've turned green, so yeah, they're probably kind of copper.
Well, that and the fact that they're metallic, you know.
Yeah, well that's very true.
Eyelets and shoelaces have existed for thousands of years, but the material that eyelets are made from can give us a rough guide to how old they might be. Eyelets were hand sewn to provide reinforcement until the early 1800s when bone was introduced. These bone eyelets were replaced by metal shortly after the invention of metallic grommets in 1828.
Okay, so and then some beach plastic. We found some beach plastic. This is a small selection of the pieces that I've picked up today. And my favourite find, of course, is the Smarties lid for our collection. And can you see the star find as well?
Well, there's something here that I see that's very closely associated with a star find, but I don't think it is a star find in and of itself. It's missing a ball. It's this. It's a golf tee. For anyone that doesn't know what that is, that's a golf tee. So the golf ball would sit on top of that as a golfer was about to tee off and drive down. That's a T, and that's an M. Yeah. They're not among our better finds. So let's have a look at some of the best finds of the day.
Okay, yeah, so we found a couple of pieces of sea glass there, that little bottom of a jar that you found.
A wee bit of a last minute find, that one. We thought it was Shipham's paste, but because it looks like it was an almost squared corner on that bottle, we're not 100% convinced that it is.
Yeah, and then we found some, I've laid these bits out. I think these are going to make pendants, and they're the kind of nicest shaped ones, and that's still my favourite piece, that
is really cool. Yeah, that piece of bonfire glass with the opalescence to it, it's very, very cool. Very nice piece.
So those bits are really nice, and they are going to make pendants. And I found some beach metal. I always like to find a bit of beach metal, and a couple of kind of insulator pieces.
Yeah, so we found a few insulator pieces there. There's this one, that looks like a really small insulator of some kind. This is definitely part of an insulator. This, on the other hand, is not. It looks like it was part of a switch casing or telephone cable connection, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so all in, a really lovely day if you're looking for sea glass. It's probably not the beach for you, but it's an amazing walk with a stunning landscape.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've had some really great finds, but the real star find of today is the sea. It is awesome. It is so powerful. The way the waves are breaking, the noise, it soothes the soul. Yeah. It's absolutely splendid.
Yeah, so just for that, amazing to come here.
Yeah, let's gather this stuff up and we'll get back off to the car.
Let's do that.
Thank you so much for watching, liking and commenting on the videos. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please take a second to subscribe to the channel. As always, a massive thank you to everyone who's helped support this channel through Ko-fi, Etsy and Amazon. It really, really helps us keep going. Thank you so much.